Hello! That felt
Hello.
fake.
That was an awkward pause.
I love that people are gonna. I mean, most people watch there's maybe 10 seconds of a video, so it's great that that's gonna be the first 10 seconds. That total, moment of awkward silence. Great. Anyway, happy Monday. Previous action items. First one's Michael to finish Babylon article. It's still not done. Here's a thought. Why don't I help you with the Windows sections of the instructions?
That's a good thought.
Would that work?
That would help.
All right, let me get on it. Let's talk about that offline. Hello, Rosanna. We just started. So second on is everyone to view mobile mockups. Is that anything we should talk about this meeting, or?
Yeah, I will have more about that in the development part.
So it's all yours. You're next.
Oh, okay. So yeah, what we are currently doing is we have two priorities or two roadmap items. We are driving two of them at the same time. One of them is the LPN tools, for which to give feedback you need to be a localizer. Would be helpful to be a localizer. The other thing is about the mobile redesign. So we have already implemented parts of that, and it's so cool. I would like to show this here. Unfortunately, it's on my iPhone. I know, boo, but it looks very, very similar.
Well, we have
on
an
other
Android
device
version here, so
Ah, perfect.
you can choose your poison.
So as you can see, so one thing I really, really like is the implementation. It's like Firefox OS, the menu implementation. So you can click it, it goes like this. So of course it's eye-candy, and I love that. I'm not sure, was it even visible? Anyway,
Yeah.
you can try this for yourself, and you should actually try this for yourself. So that's what the first item is about. Yeah, Michael.
So I just tried this in Firefox OS, though, and I get the full desktop version.
Right. Yeah,
Even when I'm
that's to
logged
be
in.
expected. Yeah, that's to be expected. We have a bug in the sprint to change the view for Firefox OS. Currently, we are showing desktop view for that. But this is not only for Firefox OS, this is actually for Android too. So
Right, but
it's going to
so
work.
that's why I was confused though. Why I thought it wouldn't have anything to do with the OS. It was about the screen size.
No, not at this point. So we are still looking at devices, and Firefox OS is just currently not being treated as a device, as a mobile device. But it will be. It's in the sprint. So by the end of this week, or by Tuesday next week, rather, we will definitely have that in there.
So the layout won't change if you, as I haven't tried this, if you open up Firefox and just squish the window down, like it's not responsive in that way?
No, so we went down. So we had two options: one to go the responsive route, and another one to go to have a special version for smartphones. So in the end, we decided to create an app-like experience on mobile. So responsive works really well for for things like documents, but it doesn't work so well if you have lots of navigation. And that's what's actually that's what we had here. So our app looks very much like a Firefox OS app. So people using Firefox OS will know instantly how to use it. But of course, that means that it is a specific smartphone experience. Like you will see, it looks like an app, or it looks like an app.
Yeah.
It looks totally different from the desktop version. So responsive
I have a
works
question.
when the.
So then we're broken on different size screens, which is still a problem.
No, so I mean, this still adapts to our desktop version. Still adapts to tablets, but from a certain point on, you need to decide: do we want to show the smaller version or the bigger version? We will probably do that based on the pixel size or screen size. But it will not be like responsive. Usually means that you squish it and you get like just stuff is removed or stuff is added based on the screen size you have. But those are two different experiences that we are providing to people. So it might be responsive in the sense of, yeah, it will depend on the screen size, not on the user agent, but that is rather implementation detail.
So it's not a responsive design, it's a separate mobile optimized design.
Exactly. So, I mean, there is no, if you try this out, you will see that there are very few similarities between desktop and mobile. So basically we have so the structure is the same, the navigation paths are the same. They're based on the IA that we have come up with earlier this year. But the visuals, they are totally different. So it's optimized for mobile, basically.
So how do you test it? That's my question.
Cool. Yeah, so if you go to the page that I linked to, you will see how you can log in. And once you log in, you can look at the parts that are implemented already. So later this week, we will add more parts. Currently, you can test the menu. You can test the start page, the product switcher. And I think we also recently added the language switcher, but I would have to check that out. So basically, you have to log in. And there is a description there on the Etherpad that I linked to how to log in, because there is currently no login page on the mobile version. So
wait,
once you're logged
where
in,
do you? Sorry, you say you link to from the Etherpad, or where's the link you talk about?
it's under SUMO Development Update, where I explain what we are currently doing.
Okay, so I see the Etherpad. Right. So there are no instructions in there for how to. I've logged in, but I see the desktop site. First of all, I saw the mobile site first, but then in order to log in, I had to switch to the desktop view, because there's no sign-in interface if on the mobile version of the page. So now I switched to desktop, I logged in, and I'm still seeing this. So how do I go back to?
Try quitting and restarting Firefox and reloading. It sets a cookie when you switch to the desktop site.
So maybe we can add some instructions for people who may not listen to this call, just to explain how you actually test this thing. Because it's
actually
not 100%
that is
clear.
that is in the Etherpad that is linked. So there it is explained how you can log in.
I don't agree with that, because I wouldn't never have suspected that I had to restart my phone in order to see this. So I think the instructions, if they are there, are incomplete or I'm blind.
Here, I just bolded them.
On the top?
No, they're hard to see. I made them bold.
One option is to click on edit to article and use the login page. Okay. So you're saying that works? So you can remain in the mobile interface? All
right. Yeah, but I mean, we are very early in the cycle, so I will bring this up next week and the week after that and the week after that.
You have to.
Yeah, I just want to make sure as many people as possible can test it. That's all. So now I actually see it. Now I see the orange interface.
Ah, okay.
Wow. Okay, cool. So the instructions are either go my route, which is to go to support.mozilla.org, click on switch to desktop, log in, do a lot of crazy things, restart the browser, or you can just visit an article, click edit this page, log in, and then it should work. But yeah, some step-by-step instructions that would be helpful, I think.
All right, let me add that too. Okay, so that's what we're currently doing. It's very early in the cycle, so you will see that testing for now is limited, but it's still useful. So if you stumble upon anything, fixing stuff now is the best, because the developer, Rehan, who is implementing that currently, is working on it. So it's easy for him to, because he's in the mindset and he's in the work, to change stuff if that is needed. Okay, and that is it development-wise. If you want to see what else is happening in this sprint, I've listed everything. I'm not going to go through every single item there. You can see our priority items, our roadmap items on top, and our 25% items below that. One thing to mention here is that Will is leaving us at the end of the sprint. So from next sprint on, we will have fewer items for each of these categories because we have less development time that we can access. So that's that.
And just to be clear, he's not leaving Mozilla. He's just leaving to help another project for Firefox.
Exactly. So it's just that we don't have access to his time anymore. So, but yes, he's staying with us, of course. Okay.
Any questions around development? All right. Thanks for the update, Kadir.
Yeah, thanks for
very
driving
cool interface.
This. It's awesome.
It's the first time I see it myself.
Yeah.
I mean,
awesome.
on my phone. I mean. Sorry, Michelle.
I was just saying thanks for that update and for driving. Rehan and Bram are doing an awesome job, and for everyone who's been feeding back on this stuff. It's been a team effort.
Cool.
So.
Hey, Michelle, you might want to increase the volume of your microphone. It could be just on my end, but you're harder to hear than other people.
Okay.
Just a little bit more quiet. All right, so roundtable. There's a lot of items here. Starting from the top, we have. Actually, do we have John 99 on this meeting? Okay, I guess it's not. So there's a thread about the helpfulness and the response rate trending downwards, and there's a list of suggested actions. I saw the thread, and it looks like there hasn't been that much discussion in it yet. So I'm wondering if Michael, you had some comments there. Do you want to? Do you want to comment on this, or because I feel like I'd like to actually take a closer look at the suggestions that John 99 has been proposing in that thread for what we could do.
I haven't looked. I have to look at the thread again. I thought Madalena, who's not at the meeting today, was going to. She's collecting some information, and so maybe there was action items based on that. But I was looking at the question, is this a real decrease? And I looked from June, where it was the highest, or whatever that was. What did I just say in my thing? Oh, I didn't put that. Yeah, June through September. That number of questions went down over 15%. And also at the same time, the response rate has gone down a little over 7%. So instead of going up with the questions going down, it also went down.
Michael, okay.
What's that?
I was wondering about the number of questions going down. They went down from mid-June, you mean, or?
Yeah. I was looking at the period from all of June, July, August, and September.
I mean, looking at this, the KPI dashboard, to me, it looks more like we've always been somewhere between. Well, I shouldn't make up any numbers here, but it looks like we're above the 80% line, and we're kind of going up and down every week. So it doesn't look to me like there's a particular decrease this week, but it does look like we're not up at 100%. We were at 100% for a brief time in May, as far as I can see on this graph.
Yeah, but if you
since then we've been sort of 90%.
If you switch it to a monthly view, you'll see, for instance, June, there was almost 2,700 questions, and we responded to 96.7 of them in 72 hours. And if you look at September, there was 2,277 questions, and we responded to 89.6.
It's going down slowly for each month.
Slowly, yeah. It's hard to see when it's big jumps, right? But yeah.
That's true. Yeah, so it's more helpful to see the monthly view. It looks like we're at 87% still for October, so it's a downward trend for sure.
Well, also October, the last few days, right, includes stuff that we're not done answering. That's still in that 72-hour window, so it always drops a little bit at if you like change the last day to like Friday instead of October 22nd, and you change it to like the 18th or whatever Friday was, or that was Thursday, October's at 89.1%.
So anyway, Madalena is posting in the thread that she's collecting a list of questions that she will post back to that thread. So I propose that we take this discussion offline and continue the discussion in the thread. And I'm curious to see what those numbers are. But it's clear that we're not at 100%. Like our goal was to meet 100% this year. I think we're close to reaching that goal, but we should look into the numbers and figure out if there's anything we can do differently or more of, or if it's you know, what the actual reason might be. It might be that the questions are just harder now, because that's my impression every time I help in the forum. Like today, I was trying to help someone who had a problem with JavaScript, you know, radio button misbehavior when he clicked on whatever, it triggered a JavaScript on-click event, and I realized that that's pretty cool. I mean, that's the kind of question that I helped 10 years ago when we started with Phoenix back in the days. So we're kind of going full circle here. But anyway, so that would be one of the reasons why it's harder now to reach 100%. It might be that there are some questions that are just impossible for people to respond. I don't know, but we should look into those things. But I think a good start would be to get those numbers from Madalena as a starting point. She will be back on Wednesday. She'll be back on Wednesday.
And just that I just handed the data to her on Friday, so she might need a day or two to go through that.
So let's John 99 isn't in this call, but if you hear this or if you see the notes, we will get back to you in the thread. I think it sounds, I mean, it looks like there are some interesting discussions suggested in that thread, but I like to assess the problem first. I think that seems like the good thing to do. So next item is, so this looks like a lot of items from. It's from Saptab? Yeah, this is from Saptab. Is he on the call? No? Okay. So there's a lot of updates. I'm not sure if these are discussions, so I'm just going to read them out loud. And you guys let me know if this is something that we should talk about. I spoke to some teams in Mozilla about moving EN/US to just EN. The solution we have come up with, just add an alias for EN. So I guess my question, don't we already have that? I thought we had that.
Honestly, I don't know.
Let me just try that real quick.
Just trying it out. Yes, we do have that.
Yeah. Okay. So done. Next item is just to remind everyone, this Wednesday we're having a mobile meeting at 3 p.m. Michelle's room. Back channel will be SUMO. Michelle, do you want to talk about this? Or is there any additional? There's a link to the wiki page there if you want to join the meeting.
Join us. This is where we're talking about the mobile redesign for the last couple of weeks, going over the Firefox OS strategy, and just syncing up on all things mobile support. So join us. I mean, if you're awake. If you're not, they're recorded, and I'm posting the videos. So.
Yeah. So when 3 p.m. That's midnight in Europe.
Yep. You're not going to be. Satav's in the UK and he's awake, but no one else was.
And actually next week is going to be 11 p.m. because of the time zone difference, because you guys switched to daylight savings time, or the other way around, you switch back to normal time. Yeah. Whereas in Europe, we wait another week. But we don't really reap the benefit of that anyway, because we were all going to be in San Francisco next week, so for the work week. So anyway, okay. The next item is.
That's a good reminder. Sorry, why you mentioned that. So we won't be having this meeting next week because we'll all be meeting in San Francisco about other things. To let people know.
That's right. So we have a work week in San Francisco. We will be less responsive. Almost less responsible, which I hope is not true. Anyway, so I'm reading. I'm not really sure what this is about, so I'm just gonna read it out loud. Was wondering. I'm speaking with in Pound QA on IRC, and we're planning on doing a crash test day for all crashes. We want to get SUMO involved by helping users with filling out a crash report bug,
Right.
or to fix issues. Can you help us out? It will be on Flashbub. I'm not. Does anyone know what this is about?
Um,
Is
sorry, one quick. I know what QA crash test days are, but I don't know if we have users who come and need help. I'll talk to Marcia and see if there's any more details, but I don't think they needed help from us, because usually she just comes straight to me if she needs help from us.
yeah.
So, I will.
We also have an article for this.
Right, no, but this is about filling out a bug. So what they want help with, it sounds like, is if users come to the crash day and they have crashes, they want help filling out bugs, because bugs are more complicated than just like getting support. So like getting just, someone like Tyler or myself to kind of say, here's the steps to like, here's what you need to include in the bug, and making sure that the information they include is as complete as possible. Like I understand the need for this, but we never see users at test days. They're usually people who are very experienced QA people who show up at test days, or reasonably experienced QA people. So I'm not sure who we're supposed to be helping right now.
So could you follow up with Marcia about
Yep.
whether or not we want, SUMO to help users file bugs?
Yep, I will. I
Around
will
crashes?
check with Marcia.
Okay. Thanks. There are more items here.
I read this one and I didn't know he's talking about adding back short URLs, but are we missing where are we missing short URLs? Maybe on brand new articles?
So this is a question, I guess?
I'm not quite sure.
If we're going to add them back? Yeah, so I'm lost because I don't think that we removed it. Maybe we don't have them on our articles, so this doesn't feel to me necessarily like a discussion in the roundtable sections. Like if you have questions like this, it's probably better to just post a question in the forum or ping in IRC, because then you can also add context, right? So I guess now I'm talking to directly to you, Setup, although you're not here. But it's difficult to answer these questions without context. So it'd be great if you could ask a question in the forum instead. But we have not removed any links, short links to articles. So I think we still definitely think that it's a good idea to have them. Okay. Next one is possible suggestion for SUMO. To get a context as forum for when people want to change their username or to contact the admins, as I'm seeing a lot of threads asking to. Let's take this discussion also to the discussion forum. This sounds like something that we should talk about there. I'm not sure if there's a need for it, but I like to fully understand it with more context. Does anyone have any spontaneous comments about it? Okay. Next one is Charles, I think.
Oh, yep. For participating in Help Articles Day. We had a second one of these last Thursday. And so I appreciate everyone's help with the mobile articles and new Firefox OS articles, and for just talking about the KB in general, improvements on the KB, and for tools and how to help new people get started and how to get stuff reviewed, how we want to proceed with reviews, and all of those conversations are good stuff. So thanks for participating in that every other weekly event. I think this week is Answer Questions Day on Thursday, probably. Madalena will host if there is one, but usually there is. So
Great. And the last item we already talked about will be in San Francisco next week. So meetings are canceled. Okay, so any other roundtable items, topics? All right, let's move on. Desktop Firefox status update.
I just had a quick note in there. Social API landed in Firefox beta today. You can play with it on Facebook, and there's a blog post there that tells you about it. So.
Cool. UX.
Yeah. By the way, so I can take this, but I'm also wondering why is UX in this spot now? Like it feels weird. It was below development before.
Just let's move it up.
Yeah, I was just wondering if there is a reason we did that. If not, I would like to move that back again.
Yeah, I don't know, but I also have another comment, which is that we have Firefox, desktop Firefox is kind of separated from all the other products. So I would prefer to consolidate those two and have those at the same place.
Yeah.
We have a lot of weird things.
Anyway, so
we
our
can shuffle
agenda.
around a little bit.
Okay.
Let's figure out a better order for the next meeting, which will be 2 weeks from now.
Okay, so yeah, for UX, just a quick update. Brahm is now sharing his time between Marketplace and SUMO, and currently he's working on revising some of the pages based on the feedback that he got. I think Michelle, you met with Brahm again last Wednesday. So as far as I can tell now, actually there is almost no page left that needs to be done completely, like for mobile. At this point, it's all revising. Yeah. So keep the feedback coming.
Will do.
That's all for UX.
Okay. Sorry,
Oh, I have the next one too, metrics.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you can see from so first, last week there was a spike in the CTR rate that was unexplained. It's gone now. There was basically kind of a spammer who was trying to exploit SUMO and firing several thousand searches. That's why the CTR data was totally weird. I excluded that from the results, ran the queries again, and now it looks normal again. But there's more. It's not only normal, it's elevated actually by, I think, so we improved the CTR by 8 or 9 percentage points over the last week, and that's due to a change that we made recently. It's that we show reasonable form results now, thanks to Michael and Matt catching that earlier. We are now showing different search results, and it's been showing in our CTR rate. It's elevated by 8-9 percentage points, and that's flat. So we know it's been helpful. We know that changing that actually created those results. So that's awesome. And on top of that, we still have a number of search improvements to come very soon. Actually, one of them this week. So that number, 75% search as click-through rate, is only going to go up. So that's great news.
What's the ceiling here? Like what is Google's click-through rate? Is that 80%?
So yes, that's the thing that we don't know exactly, but there are people speculating about it, and apparently there is some data from a tool, like people have toolbars, so other companies can track what people are doing, and apparently it looks like it's 80%. So we are also tracking how Google is, how good Google is with their helpful results, and we are also very close to giving people search results that are just as helpful as Google's, and hopefully soon even better.
So
it sounds like we're
But yeah,
well on
the
our way.
ceiling
That's amazing.
the ceiling seems to be 80%, but we don't know.
So yeah, so the highest I've seen is low 80s. So if you hit 80%, you're doing very well.
So 75% is a step in the right direction.
Yep, we're getting there.
Awesome. It's really, really cool. I guess theoretically you could be able to outperform Google since our search is more specific. Like Google is trying to cater for all searches in the world, basically. So I would imagine that it's harder to catch them all, the long tail. They have a longer tail. They have the whole internet.
But on the other hand, they have billions and billions to spend on search, so that's the other thing.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, we're better. We're better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So community.
Yeah, well, Michelle already said thanks everyone who was part of the Help Document Day. I launched this new Tumblr. I haven't figured out the right style, so I'm gonna make it prettier so that you like to see it. But you can see it. Can you all see it? Yeah. So you have to see the top localizers of this week. And that's the idea. That's where we're going to post all the amazing stuff that the SUMO kids do. I'll try to update it every week with the top localizers. We can put memes there. And yeah, so I just wanted to let you know. Maybe we'll make a Twitter account that also tells everyone about the cool stuff that our contributors are doing. So just to let you know. If you want to post there, let me know. And yeah.
Can I just say I love that the nurse cat lives on in the favicon. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, I thought.
Well, yeah, wow,
I mean,
good catch.
What the fuck?
yeah, I mean, I thought that the cat should be there still. Right? I like it also.
Yeah, just make it go away on the Japanese version, okay?
Right. Well, let's keep it within 16 by 16 pixels, and I think we should be fine even in Japan.
Yeah, it's a cutie, right?
Where does the
Anyway,
name come from? Sumo Kids.
Well, it's just the Sumo Kids, right? Well, we're the kids at Sumo, right?
Like the cool kids, the sumo kids,
It's a okay. So I took it literally, like kids, like young boys and girls, sumo kids. But okay.
Baby pictures. We have to post baby pictures on there.
Right, that was my immediate thought. Okay.
You can post pictures of baby cats. I think that the internet community would appreciate that.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
There aren't enough cat pictures on the internet so far. So
no, that you got that right. You need more.
There's never enough. So yeah. Anyway, so if anyone feels that this is like a space, it's closed and it's a little bit different than our forums. So I thought that would be nice to have this kind of space. So I'll be announcing it in the forums, and let's see how it develops. The things that I would like to add every week, the top localizers, because there's not a place where you can see them. So yeah, thank you guys, and you're gonna see your names here if you work hard.
Yay.
I mean, you'll work hard, but this is like the top of the top. Yeah, and the next item is also on my list, which is localization. So I'll just keep on going, right? And I was talking to Joanna last week. We were actually tweeting, and she said like, "Oh, we definitely need this like a localization day for Sumo." And since the Document Help Day is actually mainly for English articles, I mean, like I know that there's some localizers that are also reviewers. We thought that it would be a good idea to put it on the same day. So the day that we have the Help Document Day, we can have also a localization day. Joanna and I, we said that we were going to meet to kind of figure out how we could do it the best, and maybe if we need some sort of structure or how we can help. But that's basically the idea, that we want to piggyback Michelle's event.
Yay. Awesome. That's great.
Yeah. Michael? Please?
I was going to say I also like that because that's when, actually when they're localizing is when our localizers find all the mistakes in the English documents and go, hey, fix this. Or they submit changes, but that's always when they're localizing. So it works both ways.
Right, and maybe the day where they get all the work, because everything gets reviewed, then they also, it's like their work day. So maybe it's a good thing. So we're gonna try it out next time. So just to give you a heads up.
Awesome.
Great. All right. Thank you, Rosanna. Next up is knowledge base
Yep.
with an update from Michael.
So I will post tomorrow in the L10N forums and to the locale leaders email list about all the changes for Firefox 17. They're mainly small, except for the big Facebook for Firefox feature that we can now beta test. So there's no documentation for that right now. And those will be at least one new article. And I'm sure that will be pretty popular and need to be localized because should get linked like on a what's new page or something at some point. Yeah, but that's not going to get done until the end of this week or next weekend. So I'll include that heads up that that's coming later.
You know what? I'm going to tell my friends and family that I'm going to get paid to play on Facebook.
Ah.
That will be awesome.
Yeah, that was one of the thoughts that occurred to me when I was testing. I was looking at the Mozilla Firefox page, and because I was bug testing, I was actually working. But just that
Yeah.
there's yeah, that's weird. But anyway, doesn't feel like work. Anyway, okay. Next up is mobile. Is that you, Michelle, or?
Yep.
You are muted, I think. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, just coming off mute. Nothing, earth-shattering here. We had Firefox Marketplace launched last week, so thanks to people for testing and installing that on Android, Firefox for Android beta, sending feedback. And then Firefox OS, we have had feature freeze, but boy, it's slushy. There's a lot of change still. So we are still, of course, working madly on documentation, but being careful not to take screenshots or anything, because it's changing every day, but it's super exciting. You want to be involved in this. It's fun. Like this, every day, this phone is more and more fun. I have a prototype device with a SIM card now, and I have chucked my Android phone into the trash bin. I'm using it exclusively. It rules. Like, it's fun and lightweight, joyful, and free. Everything, all the content is free. It never asks me for money or for it never notifies me in annoying ways constantly. It's just always the latest. It's divine.
Divine.
Ask me how you can help. Yeah.
Wow. That reminds me of Larry David.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Awesome.
No. Wait a minute. That's actually
Okay.
heavenly. Heavenly is what I think of.
Heavenly, right?
Oh,
Heavenly.
Pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
Okay.
But that actually doesn't mean that it's good. So.
Well,
that's
it's
great.
beta.
Well, you have
pretty
some
good
homeless
for a
people
beta.
in San Francisco, so you might want to take your Android phone up from the trash and give it away instead. But this is great. Okay, so that it covered both Android and Firefox OS. I took the liberty of actually creating those titles for these two products. But then for next meeting, we should also shuffle around a little bit.
Yeah.
So thanks, Michelle. There's nothing in support forum Thunderbird. Roland.
We found out on Wednesday that spell check is not working if you backspace using HTML email. And apparently this affects AOL users on Firefox webmail as well. But so it is a very annoying, somewhat bad issue, and I don't know if we're going to do a 1602 Thunderbird. More likely we'll wait till Thunderbird 17. Hopefully we can fix it for both Firefox and Thunderbird in 17. That's the highlight of the week. Done.
All right. So we have some recorded action items. I'm not sure. I don't think I missed anything, but if I did, take another look, and please feel free to add to it. So good meeting. Another 38-minute meeting, I think. By the way.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Is that the magic number or something like that?
It's good.
So next week we'll all see each other in real life. Ain't that
Some of us,
something?
anyways.
Well,
Yeah,
everyone
for the
that I
ones
see in
about
this,
and for
Oh,
the
that's true.
for the community meeting here, yeah, if there's yeah, I think we'll be sending out a lot of posts on the forum if you miss us.
Yeah.
I also see that Ricardo Rosario is part of the meeting. I guess he's just lurking in the background. But if you hear this, we love you, Ricardo. Okay. Meeting adjourned. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.